object is so you
Correct.
have this
Mm.
Django out of box class. Okay, you make a
Huh.
super class of that, and that is
Right.
the class which helps you to instantiate your tables. Which
Huh.
creates your tables in the database. That's a
Yes.
model. Okay, so
That's a
that part
model.
is clear. That's a model. That's clear.
Mm.
So that is part of your models.py file that you
Correct.
create it. Correct.
Yes. Yes.
Now this model.py, you when you inherit it, what you do is
Mm.
you create your own class, like say products, right? That's what I
Mm.
saw in the video. So
Products.
products,
Yeah.
products is the class which inherits from that model class, and there you
Huh.
have the ready-made attributes that you are creating, and
Yes.
all the attributes you are creating. So
Huh.
you have how you call it in the what do you call in that view is
Huh.
you use that some dot all objects dot all something like that you do, right?
Correct. Yes.
Correct.
Class name dot objects dot all. Yeah.
Class products dot objects dot all.
Product
You
dot
do it,
objects dot.
and
And
that way,
mm,
sorry,
that will do the read. Okay. In the
read.
CRUD, in the view, in the
Mm,
index view, we create the index view, which will allow us to read as soon as we go in. So we have to read
mm,
in the view will render that HTML what we
mm.
create. The
You create some
HTML,
dictionary, and
uh,
actually this whatever class dot objects dot all,
uh,
you capture it in a I don't know what data object. It's an object of itself, I think, right? And
e-
that object is stored as a value in a dictionary, and
correct.
that dictionary is what you call in the rendering
Yeah,
function.
yeah,
Correct?
yeah. It's a dictionary, but you can comfortably call it context. Okay. So the
Context. But see the
context. Mm,
dictionary, the
mm,
value.
mm,
If I say type of that value, type of objects, product dot objects dot all,
uh,
what is
uh.
that output it will give? It will give a output of a um, that that
It's
custom data structure of that
it's
class.
the yeah. It's a record set or a query set. Okay.
Hmm.
Typically, it returns rows. Okay. The type is it's actually an object of that class. Okay.
Object
If
of the
it
it's not an object of the
uh,
class, or is it object of the class? What
it
did you
is
say?
it is it is an
It is.
object of the class. Yes,
Okay, okay, okay.
and the values returned can be one or many. Okay, so the entire thing is assigned to is held like a variable called the context. Okay. Now
Mm.
in the read, what goes around is we are typically doing a HTTP GET from the application user interface. As soon as you go to the landing page,
Mm.
that is the root. Okay, we are
Mm.
trying to read all the records, all the products, and show it. Okay. So that's a
Mm.
typical thing what you do in your application. In your application, you want to go to show what is already there in the database. So if it is blogs, you'll show all the blogs. Okay.
Mm.
So in this
Okay,
case,
that's some table. For me, it's just another
a
table.
table.
Correct.
That
Mm.
record set is now held in a query's result or a context. Now the
Context.
context is what it is. Okay. Now the HTML, the page.html has one representation of that context. So wherever you want to render that particular rows, that
Mm.
context, you will put that context inside the HTML. Okay, so typically you will have a looping of each record and show it in the HTML. The HTML will have the Jinja 2
That looping is
templates.
that you said a product, you use a product as an
Uh,
index, right? Product of product, something like that.
correct.
That's the
So
looping you're talking about?
that's a, that's the looping I'm talking about for product in products.
Ah,
Uh, then to access a specific value, you will use that index
index
product
value. Yeah.
dot product dot title, product dot name, product or description, product dot price, like that. And when you are seeking that value, no, it will have to be enclosed in double flower brackets.
This product dot name, will it give the full column output or just the, but how do you get the,
No, individual fields will have to be shown up. So if you see, the individual fields will have to be explored. So you just will go there one moment here. The index.html is here. So in the index.html, see this. Product.title, product.description, product.price. So this product is coming from this loop.
yeah, okay.
So we are just picking each row of this context. So product for product in products. Okay. This is the context, but we are just looping through. This is the template definition language inside the Jinja 2 templates. Whenever
Ninja,
you put
right, this
Jinja 2
okay.
templates. In Jinja 2 templates, this syntax has flower, percent flower enclosed. And
you
the
will
for,
have the end for also.
end
right?
for is also there. End for, see, end.
Okay.
And inside this here, the div tags, we are making it appear in a card. So div class is card. Here this class is card body, all this comes from Bootstrap. Okay.
What is that? Oh, Bootstrap is
Bootstrap.
your index
So
include. You are including from that. Include
correct.
from the.
Yeah. The moment you do div class equal to card and div class equal to card body, the Bootstrap, what you put in the CSS, the style, in this case, we have put it in the base HTML itself.
Base,
This one,
it will be pulled from base,
Bootstrap.
right?
Yeah, it will
But
pull
you
from
don't need to
base.
type it, right?
We don't, because one time in the start of this index HTML, the first line is we extending base.
So when you write that, automatically these things will auto-populate. Div class, div card. Oh.
No, it will not auto-populate. We are saying the base HTML is extended. That means whatever I put inside the base, this links and all will apply to individual HTML.
Understood.
Okay. So then Bootstrap is set here this way. In any HTML, the style sheet, if you include Bootstrap, then you can use div card, div body, like all the UI.
Okay, got it.
All you don't need to know. See, I'll simply you have to go to Bootstrap. See, get Bootstrap. I mean, nothing, you don't need to know absolutely anything here. See, if you go here, these guys have put everything like this. Okay, examples and all that. So if I go status and all that, this samples of different type of, if it's a, see, all the UI components are coming from this. That's all. Okay. If you want this sort of a carousel, it's like this, it's like this. Everything is all set. So hold on. Here, I go to the docs. Okay. So what these guys have done, the layout, grid, content, forms. Okay, forms. You have to see where the card is. See, the card is here. Carousel is here. Don't have to remember anything. You have to go to card. Okay, cards. Cards, what all type? So that means every UI component of Bootstrap is set here. Here is the example of a card and the HTML. We just lift it from here. That's all.
And where will you put it? Will you put in the base or in the
see copy to clipboard? Yeah, copy to clipboard. This whole thing, and you put it in this inside the loop. So inside the loop, if you want that representation, this is going to sit in a div tag. That's all.
That means this. So you also define something in the base HTML, right? So this is not part of that base definition.
No, the base is only telling I will take it from Bootstrap. So conform to UI components of Bootstrap.
Oh, it's just pointing you there. That's it's like
Just,
index.
yeah,
Yeah.
see Bootstrap 5.3 in this case. So when I say in a link in the base, when I say this is pointed to 5.3 or here 5.13 in this case. So by
See, if
just
tomorrow
by
the server goes down, our application will also go down, right?
so that's true. Server goes down
It's like
application, but
widgets.
yeah, but this is a universal look and feel sort of
Hmm.
standard
Hmm.
delivering the UI components from this site. It's a content delivery network, CDN. Okay,
Okay.
that
See,
means
what we do is we
hmm,
in our contact center agent desktop.
hmm,
So the agent would like to know about the weather, about some zip code lookup. So there are some
hmm,
public
hmm,
utilities like this, right?
ah,
On the hosted on the internet.
hmm,
So we add all those as widgets
hmm.
on the agent desktop. So he
Okay.
gets all that populated on his desktop when his desktop loads.
Hmm,
Okay,
hmm,
agent desktop loads.
hmm.
So this is like that. Basically, you are saying, please go and fetch from
Ah,
this particular website.
see, exactly.
But
That these guys are one of the largest content delivery network you can say because they're just giving the UI components to whichever application is calling them across the net. So Bootstrap. So
mm,
um, Bootstrap saves because in the absence of this, each fellow will have his own look and feel. This is
mm,
purely coming from
yeah, they
Bootstrap
have
to
standardized it.
simplify.
Okay.
They
Mm,
standardize and see buttons, carousel, everything is here. So now this image card, this is a card. You see, there will be an image. We are not doing
mm,
much about the image,
mm,
but card title. This is a standard look and feel, right? So now if you
mm,
go to any website which
mm,
you see multiple cards, what's going
mm,
on is inside the, I come back to the looping where we were doing, hold on, inside this loop, where is that? Form. So we are looking at the code here on the view. Where is the here view. Inside the view, when we are looping through, sorry, we are not in the view. We are not, we're, sorry, pardon me. We are in the index HTML, right?
mm.
So this for loop, we're talking about this for loop.
Yeah.
Okay. Inside this, now we're going to render data in card. So what will happen is it will show one card after another.
Mm,
Okay. The style, margin left, pixel, all that. So if I, the way to understand this is if I look at this card, I repeat each card, one here, one to the right, one to the right here, one below, like that. So you can literally set up that what appears
mm,
in terms of Bootstrap's template. Basically, this is a template definition,
mm,
template framework. Um, this will tell, okay, it's a single card, width of 18, it formed that card. But now number of cards repeating, okay, once inside the card, I'll go to the repetition a little later, but here is that copied code, okay, it's the same code, let's say. Now I want to fetch values. So you put one
mm,
after another, okay. So this will appear in the card body, okay,
mm,
card body. One, and then card text, some text, and then there are two links I put, okay, two links. So this formatting can go, even I can show some image here. See this card image, okay, image source. So then it will appear like one card. Okay, so in typically if you are going to some sample website, so this is how the card inside one card data. So
mm.
this is how the card data inside one card will look like. Okay,
Okay.
uh, and I then put it
So
for each
you should have actually
product.
copied that and put it here, is it? In this
That's
index
how,
page.
yeah, that's all I did.
That's it.
In fact, so in from development standpoint, don't memorize or don't do anything.
Mm,
Developers come here, pick this, whichever UI you want. and paste it there and start changing the text. In this case, see here, card title is showing card title, no? So that point only you will have to say product title, like that. Okay. So that's the way it will
just change
have
the
to
class
be.
name. That's all.
The class, see, card text lorem ipsum. So it will show up with that text. So there you put the description like that. And these two are some links.
These two are
Update
what?
links. Update. This is update route. Okay. We put some href. Hrefs are hyperlinks. Okay. So we put one hyperlink for update, another for delete. In effect, it will appear like the output will appear like this. The output will appear like so this is see the output. This is a card. Actually, I have not put everything into proper. So here you can see this is one card data, and this is a repeating next card. Okay, and the third one like that. And these two are the hyperlinks. Edit for the update, and that for delete.
href. Okay.
Href. So when I click, so this is even the
How do you
UI
memorize that href syntax?
Don't memorize anything.
That is, how do you reference that? I mean, how do you?
When you reference here, this is href is update / product.id, delete / id. Why? Because this, when the user clicks this link, it will have to take me to, it will have to take me to the update HTML. There's an update HTML here, which looks almost the same. In that, the update HTML will have update product. We are showing a form there. Okay, we're showing a form there and form crispy. This is coming from the form tag. Okay, what it does in the UI is like this. Yes, add product is like update is like this. Okay, see the update route what we built there on the hyperlink href is update / product id, product.id in flower brackets. See this one, update, the update / double flower product.id. So this
product.id, how do we know that it is
okay, this is a way to build for any class, because in Django gives, you don't have to create the ID in the model. So product.id is always available in Django for every model by default. That means when you start focusing on building the model in models.py, you don't have to say, you can directly focus on your fields. The internal identifier is assigned by Django. And that's what we're using here. We are using that here, product.id. Though we didn't create anything in the model itself explicitly, the framework will do it for us. So when you have that ID is what you're fetching here. This is that ID is value. So at the run of this landing page, it's going to show like this: home page / update / whichever be the link you clicked on for the update. Right. So for the update, I would have clicked on, let's say, this third record. Okay. Edit. Okay. Third record's edit. Then that record's ID will come up here. 3 will come up here. So in this case, 24th record. So it picked up this URL is built like this, and the href will know when you click on that particular link to show up this URL. So when the route comes like this, okay, so now from the link to the route, the URL to the view. That's how the
Yeah, in the
connection is.
view also you have some treatment of the update, right?
Yes, yes.
How does that
So,
wire to this?
that one is required because the view here, let's look at the update. Now request comma ID. So whenever the route comes, we have written a view function called update, and whatever happens inside is coded. I'll come to that. But in the URL, this is a wiring. See this update / int :id my views dot update. You see the connection? The route, okay, is here in this URL patterns. The route is here in URL patterns, and that incoming route, of course, this is all syntax. That means update / whatever be the ID it came in with, okay, is defined here inside this angle bracket int :id. So this is just a representation of whichever be the ID you click on. Okay, this is all syntax. So when this route comes through, it's going to execute this view function. So when it executes this view function, now where is that view? Inside the view, whatever we written, update, this request is syntax, comma ID, because we are passing in the ID. Okay. Now with the ID, I have to fetch the row, right?
That
I have to
particular
fetch
row. Okay.
that
particular
specific
record.
row. So then Django has this ORM method product.objects.get ID equal to ID. That means it will get this side to the right of the equal to is the value 24 or 3, whatever you pass. It will get that specific ID. Okay. Now the context, now this is held in a variable. Like your empty sheet which you get to fill any form. Okay. So we are taking that product model form what we created. Okay. There is a product model form which we created. I'll come to that. But this context is passed like this. Instance equal to the product, this variable. Instance. Now, when I say get, no, this is the object, okay, of that specific ID. So if I take in the ID, it will get me the specific product name, A4 sheet paper, like that specific product. And that is passed with a syntax like this, instance equal to that particular product. Okay. Now, product model form request, when request is post or none, that means the first time this is our, now we are building the form. Okay. Whenever we are going in, so the product model form is our current form. We are saying that either when, there are two things here. One is with that page, with this page, this update page, there are two things happening. One, in this page, as soon as we are landing in, we are to get that specific record and populate here. A4 paper, 500 sheet, 180, all this, what's actually there, we have to do a get, right? So that ID is fetching the product, no, that has to be populated here. Think of it like this record and an empty form together has to be merged and shown. So when you have to show, then in HTTP methods, it's a get. And when you change the price later from 180 to 200 or 210, and then you submit back, it's a HTTP post. So in this update, okay, there are two things happening. As soon as, I'll break it into steps. As soon as you land, you have to render the HTML and that particular row, okay, for the user to update, okay. Now that's first step. The second step is the user will change the price or some new modification and then submit, right? So then a post happens. So in this page, this particular update.html has to do both a a HTTP get and a post. Are you with me so far? So you have the form, you get that record and show it to the user. Okay, so that's your get. And when the user modifies the price, there is a post. Okay, now come back to the view. What I'm saying is this update what you're writing has to handle for the post or none. This is get. Okay, so are you seeing this part of the code? Always is like you'll inside all the views, you will typically see this pattern. Post means what to do, else means what to do. Okay, and then they're rendering the template. Okay,
when do you have a no post? I can imagine a post. Post is
post.
He will edit it, and then he will click the button. That is a post. When is a
Yeah.
none scenario? When is
None
it a
means
none?
none is anything other than post. So anything other than post means when did it happen? The first step. That means the first step it rendered the earlier record. So that's a get. So typically post and the other one is get. Okay. So here post or none means that we are saying when it's post, I'll give it a certain treatment. When it is not, it is the get. Okay. So in both occasions, this record A4 paper is instance and the form is here. Okay. Now watch here. If it is post, okay, do something. I'll park this. If it is else, it is setting a context of the form. The whole form with that record, A4 paper, is my context. Okay. Now,
Okay, that is he's not updating it at all.
he is not updating. He's just getting a read, a get. So when I get, I'm to see. When I get, I am to get the form and the record, right? That's what's happening here in this row. Okay. So that value is passed in as a context to the update page. And it's going to render. So first time, so this update view function will be executed twice. Okay. So this code is written in a way that it will handle both the cases. Twice means one for the get, another for the post. Okay. So specific. So it's, yeah. So if you see the logic here is a little.
Now I understand. Now I get it. Okay.
So product will fetch a specific product, take an empty form, put that A4 paper into that particular form. We're setting on the read the context, and the context is passed to the update HTML. And that's how the data shows up like this in the first run. So step one, it will just do this way. So think of this page in two parts now. The page has an empty form. Then the page has that particular A4 paper instance of the product. Okay. This is the object. Okay. So instance, the form, and that form and the instance together is passed as a context to the update. Okay. So step one is it renders everything what's available. Okay. So that's the get. That's a get. So so get the form and show it in the while you render the update HTML. Okay. So get is clear. Now the same update will run second time. Okay. So it will go execute the same code. It will fetch that object. Okay. Now when request is equal to post, this one the form will fetch when request is equal to post, instance equal to product. Okay. Now what happens here is see, it's request dot post or none comma instance equal to products. Now instance equal to product will uh, will read the current. Now in step 2, the user has changed the price to 200 from 180 to 200. So that instance of the record it will get from the screen. Okay, it will get from the screen by this request equal to post through the form, and it is now available. 200 is now available in the form. It will come here. If request is post, form is valid, it will do some basic validation. Okay. Basic validation, you can think of it like if I modified
no
the price.
alphanumeric keys or something.
Yeah. Suppose I put ABCD in the price. Right. So it will have to do that validate. So here there's a built-in method. If form
So
is,
you don't need to code for all that, huh? So
don't
Django will
need.
take care of this.
Django will take care with this method. Form dot is valid will do the validation of the form. The values are all correct. If it is having any errors, we can read that as form dot errors. It will print. We are printing form dot errors. If form is valid, then form dot save is again built-in method to save that record to the database. Form.save will save the record to database. The very next step is we have to redirect the control back to the landing page. Okay. So when it is saving, it redirects the control back to the home page. That's why we put this URLs file here, name equal to index. No, the third argument is a namespace, typically like a naming convention. That means when we are landing, we're tying this function, view function, and giving it a name. This name can be used inside the this name can be used inside to redirect. So Django function redirect will allow me to go back to the home page. Okay, and what happens in the home page? It will do a get of that home page, and the index route will this index will run. Index request will run. It will fetch all the products from the database. It will show the render template. So your modified record will come up in my products list.
Then say that again, please. What did you say? How
At the end, when I redirect, okay, I'll show in the screen first. From update, I updated to 200, 180 to 200. Then I'm redirecting. The route will redirect to the landing. So when it comes here on the landing, this is your landing page, the home page. As soon as it comes, I should now show the latest record which I modified, right? That is to be fetched from the database and rendered, which will happen as a part of this code. Because when you say products.objects.all, it will go and fetch all that and set the new context and render the home page. So you'll see in effect that as soon as you are landing back after the update, you will see your updated record. This 180 will now change. See, earlier we are seeing 180. Now here, as soon as you land, it will go fetch the latest database record, which has been changed to 200. Okay, this 180 will now change to 200 and show the latest value. That's how the end of that update looks like. Okay, because you have to redirect back to home page. Every time the user's intuitiveness, okay, is captured here in step by step. User change the value, update, then is redirected. Here it will sync. Same way for the delete. Suppose you deleted it. This record will go away from the list. And as soon as you land here, that earlier it might have 4 products. Now it will show 3 products. It will literally show like it jumped and removed that particular record. Okay. So that is on the delete. Okay. So suppose you see the delete. Now add also is suppose see the delete. Now we just talked about the update. Update. We talked about the update. Same approach is there for delete and add. Add looks almost the same. You see everything the same except we are rendering an add template. Okay, we don't have to fetch anything because you're going to create a new record, right? So that product.objects.get is not there. We just get the empty form, post or none, okay, and everything else is the same. Whatever you type in is there in request.post. Whatever, I repeat, whatever you are typing in, those fields are in request.post, and it's just going to, when you say form is valid, okay, so this is a product form. This is the advantage of product model form. All the fields are inside here, and the form is just checked for is valid, save, and redirect. So when you redirect, you're taken back to the page, landing page. So here, if you see, the context is set, and we are adding this add.html. Now, what is happening here is, if you see the route below, product/add is linked to this view. Okay, linked to this view, and we go to the view. View is where the action is. I'm reading the empty form. Okay, first time. Next time, user has entered something and then click save, right? So that is read like request.post and the form, and that's validated and saved. If there are any errors, it's going to show the errors. Now my context is set with that data, and it is sent back. I mean, it is rendered back in add. So in add, the user, what happens, I'll show you the add form. The add is here. I entered title. I entered title as, let's say, pens, a box of pens. Put some description. Price is some 70 and all that. And summary. I click on save. It'll do a blink here. First, okay. That means it saved the record, and the screen will have to render back to the landing page. That's all we are doing. So this, we are rendering with the context. Inside the same page, we are rendering to the context. And once the validation to show the landing page. So when it goes to the landing page, the new record, earlier there were, let's say, 4 records. The 5th record is getting added. Okay. We will take one run of this, you will understand. Okay, because I'm just showing.
No, I understood. I can imagine, right? Like a user.
Okay.
I've always been. Now I'm
You've
trying to
been a user, so you know
under
that.
under the hood. Yeah, what is happening?
Yeah. So so this how this now the delete. Now finally the delete, right? So I'm seeing a delete link here. So as a user, you have the intuitiveness. That's what I understand, right? So you read, okay, blue marker 5, all that. Okay, I click delete. This link, what will happen? It will just show as though now earlier 4 records were there. Now this will vanish from the screen, and the screen will blink a moment and then show 3 rows, giving you an intuitiveness that this record got removed from the list. Okay, so I'll break it down to steps. The delete route is where it starts here. Delete/int I, specific link where I clicked, okay, is going to be, so this route is going to be linked to this delete function, view function. Okay, same way, we come back to the view function, there is a delete function written. Okay, now delete request ID. Delete takes the ID, whichever the ID you are passing or the specific record, you click delete. Get object or 404. Now this is another Django method, simply because if you delete and let's say that record is not there by the time the delete executed, somebody else delete, okay, something like that. Okay, so get object or 404. If you pass the ID, it will get specific product and then do a delete. Okay, this is how this method here, get object of 404, will get the specific record to delete, and then we are issuing a delete method inside that, and we're redirecting back. Okay.
What is that
Why
delete
get
method doing? The delete function?
delete is actually doing the
Second,
blue marker will get
from the
deleted
table.
from the table. But this get object of 404 is why 404? 404 is like a page not found error or
Okay.
record not found. Instead of
Okay.
crashing out when the record is not found, this method comfortably handles when the object is not there, it will still not complain. Okay. So that's one of the Django methods here you'll have to include. So redirect and get object or 404, these are imported from the, much like render. This was your earlier code, Django.shortcuts import render. Now you have to include redirect, which is the redirect to the landing page, and this get object 404 specifically for the delete. Okay. So that's
where do you add that from? What is that from?
From it's in the from Django shortcuts import
Shortcuts.
render.
Okay.
Import
Okay.
render. So
So
when
shortcuts is what? Is another what is it? Shortcuts is another module.
shortcuts is a sub module where you will find the render. That's the default for what we are using for render requests for rendering the page. So for rendering the page, we use this render. So redirecting the page, we use the same inside the same shortcuts. We have all these methods, all these modules. So that is the delete, and then we redirect to the home page. Okay. To redirect, I could have put index, but this route is not required. Its index is still the correct name. So add.html, we saw add.html, we saw update.html, and both are coded here with the add and update. And finally, the delete is coming from the index itself. See, the index.html, the delete href is here, delete / product ID. Okay. So class card link. So let's run this. Okay. So you'll see one final thing before the run. I was talking about the views security in the last session. Just wait.
I've not yet come there on the recording.
Okay, no problem. So models update. So if you go to the HTML, you product and product views URL setting models update. Oh, I have to talk a little bit more about this. So this structure we saw that in the last class. So always you create a product model form. This fields, you can put some double underscore like that. If you don't want to spell out every field, if you're saying, I want to use all the fields of the model, my model is here. If I want to use all the fields, there's a shortcut for that. You can give a double underscore and it will take. Okay. Fields within bracket double. So, but let it be like this. So in the product model form, we just name the product and we just say all fields. Okay.
And if I want to add a few more attributes which are not there, I can add it here. Correct? How do I do it?
Typically, any additional fields you can add, but we'll have to see that models typically will have values which is in the database columns. Okay. That is what we are showing here. Additional fields can come in the HTML itself, like here. Here you can add, which is not in the model, right? That's what your question was.
Correct. What if I want to add a new attribute which is not in your models
suppose,
class?
yeah. So that you can add here like 2 times the price or something like that. Suppose you're doing a calculated column or so, you can add here with additional values, but you'll have to see how you are generating it. Suppose I say product price into or average of this or some multiplier discount, product price into discount. then I can include that here in this double flower. However, in this example, we are not having that. Okay.
Doesn't matter. So I just had a question. That's all. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now coming to that forms.py.
Because this class, this product is anyway inheriting on that class only, right? So obviously it can have its own additional attributes, isn't it?
Yes.
In that sense.
Yes. Now one other thing which block title. I was trying to see where the crispy went. Okay, hold on.
That's what I got an error. It was
yeah,
I was trying to install. It said crispy not found. Crispy not found.
Crispy not found. Yeah. I think I know the solution. Just hold on. Now where was that? Okay, models admin index. Okay, GDPR doesn't have the crispy. Okay. Okay, in this example, it's not there, but where is the crispy? Hold on, give me one moment.
Yeah, take it.
Crispy setting.
Let me just switch on the microwave.
Okay. So that's the one I sent.
The one you sent, I didn't. What I did was I unzipped it and I just put it in the folder and imported it. It said crispy not found. It says
crispy
that. So
not
I said,
found. Is it? Crispy form tags.
Anyway, even if it was found, I don't know how to. I was just trying to run it. That's it, right?
No problem. But I don't know how that's missing. It was there. No problem. We'll include. I mean, even the recording, it would have been there, right? Okay, so what to do, I'll tell you. Or we'll do it here. Load crispy. Just one moment. We'll try to see if some other project was there that we can cover.
What is this crispy? Is it part of the model or is it part of the view or the template?
Where does it fit in? Crispy. Okay, in the absence of crispy, let's. Okay, where does it fit in? Means it's a library. Okay, it's just another.
Django library.
Yeah, Django library, and so if you see in this project, suppose we go here.
I have to just then
go to settings.
Add it to the settings, right? That's all.
Probably I was trying to fix something. Yeah. So crispy bootstrap file. Crispy. So these are the if you see excuse me, if you see Django crispy forms. Okay, this is one to be installed. We have to pip install that. Okay, and crispy bootstrap 5. This is the 2410. Okay, this is the latest. So this not required. These two are the latest. Hold on. So Django crispy forms and crispy bootstrap 5. These packages has to be installed, and if you come to settings where so once two packages are installed, here I have already installed. So let's.
So where do I go? I go to the settings in my site, right?
No, after installation of these two packages, crispy bootstrap.
Where do I install it from? I go to, how do I install? I think I forgot. In Python console, external libraries.
You can do two ways. One, here go to file settings.
File settings, okay.
And
to get used to it. Settings, interpreter, right?
Interpreter, yeah, interpreter and add them.
What's the name? Okay, interpreter. I clicked interpreter. It says what?
Yeah.
First, add button is grayed out.
Click on the plus. click on the plus.
That's grayed out. Why should it be grayed out?
Is that what's the interpreter showing? What's the version of Django about?
Oh, okay. I didn't choose that.
Point to that. Yeah.
I point to that, and then I go
And
and
then crispy. First Django crispy forms. This one. Django hyphen crispy dot hyphen forms.
it's another module. Is correct?
It's another module. Yeah.
Django hyphen crispy hyphen forms. Nothing to show. Why is it saying that? Django. Yeah, I put the same thing. In Python
crispy
interpreter.
Forms. After installing that, install this.
It says nothing to show. Why is that? I say plus, and then I say Django crispy form, right? Let me see if I get anything in Django. Even Django, it shows nothing. Available packages. Why is that? Can I share my screen? 1 minute, I'll show you.
Maybe the interpreter is different. You put.
Let me see that. Let me sort that once and for all.
Okay. Here are things which I did. Okay. Once I install, let me run this. Okay. We'll get to your.
Okay. We'll get to that later.
Yeah. We'll just get to that. Okay. Let's see here. I added that crispy forms. And the second package there was crispy bootstrap 5. Okay.
And where do you add this? You add this in
this setting. Settings.py.
Okay.
Settings.py under my app where we add crispy underscore forms and crispy underscore bootstrap 5. Because crispy and bootstrap together, this package is there. Crispy bootstrap 5. And there are two other settings. Crispy allowed template packs is bootstrap 5. Crispy template pack is bootstrap 5. These two lines also to be included. Okay. Then apps admin. Okay, test view. Okay, that's done. Index. The bootstrap is the base, is there. Index. It's so basically add. Okay. Now in the add is where you need this, because when you are to we discussed this in the last class, because when you are trying to add a record, this CSRF token is issued on this form so that your form is authenticated by the server. Okay. Now, in the add, you're seeing load crispy form tags. This is to be kept below extends base HTML. Okay. All of this is syntax. Load crispy forms and crispy underscore forms underscore tags. And then the next line, crispy form. Okay. And when you come here, earlier, it would have just had the form, HTML form link. Okay, the tag, sorry, HTML form tag would have been like that inside CSRF token. But now, earlier it would have had double flower form, because the form itself is the context in this HTML. I'll take you to the view once again, where the add is a little bit here. The add is getting this context. Okay. And the context is here. Now we are setting the context form :form to this. So that means in the add page, it's got a context of by name form itself. The add page name is form. If you go inside the add HTML, you will see that context name here, form. So it's like in your web page, the page.html, let's say the registration form is placed. Okay. And that is the context here. The whole form is a context, and the value of that form is what we are passing in the view. Value of the form is passed here. Form colon the value. Value is coming from what you entered. Request.post will have your record that is coming through this product model form. So Django's product model form is placed with that entered record passed to this context name. The context name is form, okay, which the HTML can accept. It will accept this record, what you just placed in the form. So the form, the data together is placed on the add page, okay, and rendered. Okay, so this is a rendering. These are the add and the context. So this, sorry, this is here as form. Okay, so the context of the add HTML is what we are showing as double flower, and double flower would have ended otherwise. Okay, but the moment you use crispy form, this is formatted with crispy tag. Okay, that the way you do it is this a pipe symbol, form pipe crispy, and double flower ends after that. This is the one which makes it look like, or makes it look like the one you just saw. Okay, the whole record like this. This titling, this everything will come up like that.
Okay.
Okay. So what we do is, so all that flowery content comes. Now what we'll do, we'll run this. Okay. So this code is the last piece of code for crispy. Nothing else to be done. I'll recap. Crispy settings.py, add crispy form. Of course, in the settings in the library, you'll add those modules. Okay. The two modules you'll add as Django crispy forms. Okay. And crispy bootstrap file. Okay. Crispy bootstrap file. Come here, enter these two modules because it's our modules which you are using. Okay. Crispy underscore forms, crispy underscore bootstrap file. Okay, this entry under installed apps. Okay, and these two settings, crispy allowed template packs bootstrap 5. Crispy template pack is bootstrap 5. Why this? Because bootstrap 4 was also there, so you could even set to the earlier version of that. So allowed templates packs and crispy template packs. These are pure syntax. So just lift and put it like that. So this setting is done. Okay. In the settings.py. Then go to views. Make sure this is a context. Okay, sorry. Then go to the add HTML. Add HTML. What to change? Load crispy form tags. Crispy form. These two lines to be added below extends base. So that will load that crispy form tags. It's like some additional HTML styling we are adding. Okay. And come here to the form, put a pipe and crispy. This is the one which makes that whole form look with this look and feel. Okay. 3 changes only. One, and after installing the library, go to the settings, make the change for crispy, come back to add. Below the extents, add those load crispy form tags and crispy form. Come here, put pipe and crispy. If you take off this pipe and crispy, no, it look like a plain standard HTML in that white color where we even learned HTML earlier. It will be like that. It will not look crispy. Simply the name of the library is like that. Okay. Now let's go to command prompt. I'm going to start the server. Sorry. Okay. I have come to cd info dev djpr. Okay, I'm here. Okay, I activate env cd scripts. Okay, less under scripts we have activate that. Okay, so the env is up. cd. Okay, now I'm here. dir. I'm ready to start this server. Okay, now Python manage.py run server. That one. So it's running. Server is up. Okay. Go to the browser. Let me just start here. Okay, it comes back. Okay, I'll take a new tab here. Local host 8000. Showed up the product tag. Now, let's take one box of pen. Notebook. Okay, I click this notebook. Edit. Right? It showed up the update. 172. Let's make some 192 or something like that. Price we change. Okay, 25. All changes. But here save. Okay. Like that. Okay, I just put unique identity. Save. It saved. It went back. Look at this. 192.25 notebook of Prabhu. It updated. Okay. Now that is the update. Suppose so that's how the update is. Add as a create link here at the bottom. In the main HTML, I have a link at the bottom. Probably I'll show it once again here in the index HTML. There's a card link href here, product/add. Okay, just that link. And that link is coming to show this ad page. Render the ad page through the view. This view ad is coming here and showing the ad with the context. So ad will create. Okay, here let's say blue marker is a notebook, pencil is a, I think.
See these attributes, right? Title, description. I can use the same template, but instead of title, description, I can give details. Like that, the display name I can change, right?
Display name, if you have to change, because now we are fetching the names in the
already set up. Okay.
then the name
Now you cannot. But when you set up the initial class, you can rename them, right?
You can, yeah, that's possible. Every run is new. Out here,
No. When you originally defined the class, you
correct.
actually called in the product. You called it a product class, and you gave the
We gave
attribute
this
name.
names. Yeah, we gave this.
You gave this name. So okay. Now I missed it. Okay. Now I
So
can change this title to something else. Correct.
title to something else that will change the whole model. Typically, only done at the initial.
Initial stage. That's clear. That's clear.
Yeah,
That's clear.
yeah. So now some value you can say box of pencils, something like that. Okay, description. Might put a pencil like that. Price something. 200. Okay. Summary. Featured, yes, no. Okay. Featured on my store. Click save. So when I click save, it redirected, and here you can see that it got added. Yeah. And if you have to delete that, okay, the same thing if I have to delete. Now watch. Hope this title bar is not coming in between. Yeah, see the presentation. So for me, that share screen title bar is covering the bottom of the page.
Okay, I can see it though clearly.
You're okay, clearly. Okay. So it's not resized, so I keep moving around this. Okay.
Yeah, that's always a problem. Yeah. Even in the
So
mix.
box of pencils. So if I click delete, see it jumped. So it just removed it and rendered back. Okay, so the UI you saw that the moment you delete, it just went off. And so what happened? Delete, removed from the database, and then it rendered back, redirected back to the home page, and it looked like it just moved up. So it reduced that list. Okay. So, and now if we go to admin, so what I'm also want, so the route can be done from here also. So you delete 6 went like that, right? So delete 6. So from here also you can do. So if I do update slash 4, no, not 4 doesn't exist. So that particular ID should be there. 3. See, it brought up 3. So from the browser itself, we can pull up because this is the route we are dealing with. And the urls.py, this route is linked to the view function.
Okay.
So it picked up the particular same approach for add. If I do add, what is the add route? Product add. Sorry, we do the product. Sorry, not here. Product slash add, it'll bring up that empty form. Okay. And same way, you can do the delete slash 2, it'll delete the record. So from the URL itself, you can do things. Okay. So that's, so if we keep the link here at the bottom, this side, that links route will appear. You see that? Update 3, the ID you can see, update 5. This is delete /5. So if you make it up on the URL, it will do the corresponding. If I put delete /3 on the URL, it will delete the record. So
got it.
Security is important. So that way, this form as a CSRF token. I mean, if I go to see the view source, I think I'll find that the view source. So help setting help. No, this right. View source. Where is this? Yeah, view page source. you'll see that the CSRF is set here. So it's probably not show it out. It's a security aspect, right? So the source code of this form, product master form, yeah. Hey, here is CSRF middleware token. See, this is the one. You see this?
Token is also seen, is it?
It is showing that type is hidden. I think
This is a
yeah,
okay.
input type CSRF middleware token. This token is issued by the form, I mean the server, to uniquely identify this form. Middleware token. Yeah. So the tokens typically have some expiry time. Okay. So at the server, you can see that. So yeah, typically when we have an error, suppose I added or I update, I'll show you when an error comes up. 9, if I'm not having the 9, it will show this error, right? So here you go down, all the values in the variables you can see. Settings, cookie, CSRF can be seen. So typically all values, whatever is persisting in the session, languages, quite cool. We can even develop in Malayalam language, Django.
Oh.
Yeah, Kannada, Tamil should be there. Tamil is here. You can build your form in different languages. It supports.
Forms, right? Okay, okay.
So nice. So
Swahili.
Now, one last thing is this media rule.
Tell me one thing. What is this Django's business model? It is free, right?
Yeah.
Everybody uses it.
Yeah.
Now, how do they make money? And they have made it so rich.
Correct. Actually, that's the funny part of it. If you ask me, what does the open source people, then it goes to the philosophy. Why are they doing what they do? Right? It's like to make it available. You can say the open source history is like initially everything was open source until the corporates took it. That's the claim here. And it got into the hands of few folks who are building, the corporates, Microsoft and all these folks. Even
Bill Gates,
if you see the open source, the board.
Or is it that strategy? Okay, let's get everybody to run Django. They'll do it for free. Then one day it'll be already evaluated. Then some hawk will come and buy, like GitHub.
That could be, but not like that. That happened with Sun, okay, with Java, okay. The Sun as even an operating system was like the Stanford network, that's the Sun.
Stanford University, yeah.
The Stanford University network is SUN. It's not the Solar Sun. It's Stanford University network, which came out. So the community evolved, and these guys, due to the happening, they went and acquired all that. That's there. Even you take anywhere, the community aggregates to keep it quite open. But either competition makes the corporate come and buy it when it is so happening, or if it's a competitor. If you take, even the corporates have the open source philosophy and standards. Okay. So they show that loyalty to go take the community fully because they can afford to do it. And they want to patronize still and sort of tell them that we are completely pro open source.
Cisco has done that in many places. Like there is a routing protocol called OSPF. OSPF is the routing protocol. And I'm forgetting all the old stuff.
No, no problem.
So
See, quite
basically, that routing protocol Cisco developed was in-house, very
enough.
cheesy.
Uh-huh.
But then after some time, they made it open source.
Okay, okay. I see.
Not
Here
OSPF.
the
OSPF
yeah.
is deliberately an open source only,
Uh,
OSPF. But
uh,
Cisco had its own proprietary routing protocol.
mm,
Okay, and it will not initially work on non-Cisco boxes and all that.
mm,
Okay,
mm.
and it became a kind of an enterprise protocol that is inside when all boxes are using that only. But
All
then
boxes. Mm.
Cisco gave it off. It's called EIGRP, correct? Okay.
EIGRP, is it? Okay. Okay.
Internet Gateway Routing Protocol enhanced
Right.
EIGRP.
Right.
Now it is
Routing
now
code.
open source. So that is understood. Like I
Uh,
proprietary built it. I made my money. Now I made so much money. I want to give it to society. That's different. But here, first everything is free. Then one day everything becomes acquired,
correct.
right?
That's so both dimensions are there. If you look at
Hmm.
Linux, okay,
Hmm.
so the community, that original source code is still that key is with that Linnaeus Torvalds, okay, the
Uh-huh.
founder. Founder
Hmm.
is got that red hat, or I
Hmm.
mean, his version of that Linux has got his key. So you will have to pay royalty like to him. Okay, that's how
Hmm.
he got. But these people come out and do the community. Community originates in multiple ways. Either there are group forming,
Hmm.
and one of them is the responsible leader
Hmm.
inside the community, or companies pitch together and say, hey, we have to take this is something which they can move forward, and initially to gain momentum they can have an open source model. Ubuntu is completely open source. It's a
Oh,
team of
Ubuntu.
it's an
Hmm.
operating system. If you see, it's built and developed and it's maintained by somebody. So how they getting money? None of these may be getting anything, because they are doing it like the open source project, okay, led by a maintaining person. So some bug is that they'll improve. So the fact it gains momentum is completely out of charity, you can say. This is one manner. The Ubuntu is like that. Python is, again, if you see Python is like that, but the Python founder is now working for Microsoft. So,
Hmm.
and Django is like that. The community comes together. If you see some of these open source, the
Hmm.
background and the funding could be from some of the key people who believe in that open source. Okay. Like
Hmm.
they may or may not have a corporate affiliation. Elon Musk is completely behind this sort of philosophy that even AI should not go into the hands of some private hands. Um, so it's the people who fund this could be a part of the board also, right? I mean, so you will find Linus Torvalds, the founder of Linux, in some community as part of the board. So then you know that, oh, he is having some interest in that. So yeah, if I see any of the open source, if you drill down, there are companies. Either sometimes Facebook might be funding. There are some corporates or some institutional names also inside it.
Hmm.
It's as good as one. The developers are completely open community. If you take Odoo,
Hmm.
OpenERP, the founding originator had the challenge. He's a Belgian, in the middle of
Hmm.
nowhere. When at that time, 2004 and 5, Oracle was a big name. So it
Hmm.
was under some big names, Microsoft Dynamics. Uh, these were SAP. So he took it like David and Goliath story.
Hmm.
he he built an own ERP. Now the community is there. and he's got a community model, and then to some part of that exclusively taken, and it's a paid model. So they have both going. That means some modules are completely free. Take an example, like in a project and a timesheet situation. If you have a project team, you have to build time and you generate the revenue. But if you are running a project, the project module is free, but the timesheet module is charged. So when you see the thought process behind, if I build time and I'm tracking and billing that time to somebody, then he is taking
Then
a
I'm
share
charging money.
of the revenue. So they have both legs on both the boats, typically. And yeah, there is some revenue. See, without revenue, none of these guys will survive.
Yeah, they will look at monetizing somewhere. Sometime.
Either one model comes where people start off in open source, and 1 year later, they initially there are few other dimensions here. Take, for example, somebody is building a community. Okay, he'll build a community, and he's got some very good large followers. The thing is, to that community, he's built it completely open source. And at some point of time, if somebody wants to trial a product or anything, this community can be introduced with the product. And at some point in time, if they like it, the community, whole of that community immediately becomes a user base. So the moment if you're building a large community, that itself is power. Okay, so the community can be turned around, and one product sold to 1 million users. If they like, let's say GitHub Copilot or some small $10 or some very low price, or in that case, the product sells at a large volume. So if you're building a large following, we might see, hey, just doing something on social media. But if you're serious, if you have a good follower, it's like they are following you. They are influenced by you. You one day come and say, hey, this is a newspaper I'm reading, or this is a subscription I'm watching. I get, so they want to subscribe also. So that power of influence really works that way. So you can uptake a very large number of users in no time. So the following can build. So some people or some companies keep take Heroku, the cloud platform. They kept in 2021-22, they kept everything free. When the critical mass came, they said subscription. So that way if you build, initially everything is free. And then at one point of time, if you want to monetize it, you can monetize. That's basically with the power of influence on that community. The community, then you might have completely free offering. The Odoo founder and all, he still is very loyal to the free offering. But this side, he knows he wants some 24 million revenue per year, or something like that. Over the years, he has to build the company also. He has to keep the employees of the company. He has some employees, so they have to be paid and all that.
Paid, office,
all that things are. So he raises some revenue, and he got some investors also. I think World Bank walked in with some huge offering, and even the Queen of Belgium walked into his warehouse like that. He started from a humble beginning in a warehouse for his mother and father. Yeah. So it's he's touted Fabian Pinkers is Bill Gates of Belgium. So
what is his name?
Fabian Pinkers, P-I-N-K.
Warburg and Pincus is the investing firm, no?
No. The founder of Odoo.
Lynn and John
Voodoo. No, Odoo. I'll say Fabian
Pincus, right?
pink hairs. So that's his 200 crore USD. This is the net worth at the moment. So, I mean, not to bother about his net worth, but he started in Belgium from literally a cow shed. I can tell you, even now, his warehouse is still.
Ranveer Allahabadiya is there with him. Huh?
Who is that guy?
That guy in
No,
the photo.
that's influencing.
Yeah,
That's like standing next to Kapil
he's a
Dev.
YouTuber. He has a
Oh,
million followers. You know that guy, right?
I don't know. So that's
Next
how,
gen.
people say it's how to push your market your product, like influence. Okay, it's like influence is like, if you now bring us, let's say pan parag or some pan masala, three guys, Akshay, uh, Ajay Devgan, all are coming in ads everywhere. Like, when they tell, their following will now know this product is there, they will influence by that. So it's called influencer market, typically. This market exactly. And one segment called influencer marketing. It's like Kapil Dev signing up for something, this sort of, even. So the belief is that if you stand next to an influencer, you can get to the community better. Whereas that's not what I'm trying to tell here. This is a founder. The story is interesting, from humble beginnings. He started when the corporate ERPs were ruling and spoiling or whatever. Yeah, I mean, Bill Gates of Belgium touted as that. Okay. So, and it's not even, it's some, some corner of the world is not even
Yeah, it's not
Brussels.
the happening place, right?
I,
Yeah, he's some farm he's standing or something.
20, 20, even like as early as 1998, I went to Brussels. Okay. Uh, I, I mean, this guy wouldn't have been even into, he started from scratch in 2004. So this is like a whisked category, that way. Okay. So, yeah, net worth is something like 2 billion. So, yeah, this net worth people have some way of measuring things. Will not go there. But World Bank, Queen of Belgium, all these people have come to his, the funding for such initiatives is there because he is building value. Like, and the HQ is still his warehouse. You have to see that. It's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, see that Voodoo behind is that warehouse. That's the HQ. Literally his house. Interesting story. I like to know stories which are interesting, inspiring. That's the warehouse. It's still not done properly. Inside it's all quite neat and all that.
That's what Dutch. He speaks Dutch.
No, Belgian, not Dutch.
The
Belgian.
language he speaks.
That is Flemish. It's not Dutch. It's
Oh,
Flemish.
Flemish. Okay.
Flemish. Yeah. Odoo's 9 founders are still the same. Still there with him.
What 9 founders?
The original founders from his.
Oh, 9 founders. Okay.
9
They
of
are
them
there.
are still there in the company.
They made their life already.
Yeah. So in India is there. The whole target is small and medium business.
Yeah.
And very
India's
few.
backbone, economic backbone is small and SME only.
Yeah, the way the recent marketing, they don't do much of marketing, but they started here and there in Bangalore, some banners. But over the years, they were in Gujarat, Gandhinagar, Gujarat. So in recent campaign, I found that they do road shows, roadmap, this ERP. How I came into Python is with this, because he built it with Python framework.
Oh.
So Odoo uses not Django, not Flask, and Odoo framework. and Odoo developers. This is the company. So why I start talking here is he has got both the pricing model, that's enterprise cloud model, and he has got the community also, both loyal to both. Okay. And so these are the modules, you see. The ERP is because our last I mean, the company, the fintech which I was associated with as a BU head, I helped implement this module inside the company, like accounting, uh, projects, timesheet, uh, marketing, sales, HR.
The full workflow engine, right? It does so many.
Yeah, it's a open source has got
Operator.
it's got 12,000 plus modules, but the community, all that every year they improved, and now it's pretty much the current version is 18 October of last month, and basic written in Python and JavaScript. Okay, much like the Django model or the Flask model. It's a MVT template, model view template. Okay, uses XML as a standard. So Odoo's framework, yeah, 19 years ago, February 2005, initial release, and till now. CRM, ERP, accounting is not in the hands of corporates. No. Open source, people who have small and medium business can still partner community is evolving and very thinly. Most of it is in Gujarat. South here, Coimbatore, I know a company. Here, Mysore, I know some folks. Bangalore, there are. Kerala, a couple of folks. They are even saying that made in India.
Make in
See,
India, no?
this is made in India because about 1,600 plus developers offices in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. And here, recent campaign was like, while talent is fighting in Bangalore, it's $1 billion company made in India. That is something he's pushing. See how a small guy will push in all genius ways he's doing. But it was not campaigning so much initially. Our CEO, the banking fintech I was, they saw this, they implemented. I was having an Oracle team, and I was also having Odoo team below me. So like that. And after the development, some people are there, others moved on to corporates. I cross-trained, no? So people got Oracle certified, they were moved to Oracle. So guys who came with Odoo, ERP, learned Oracle and moved into other corporates. Yeah. Okay. So what we'll do? So that's how the community. It's there. Even if you look blockchain, you see who is behind, right? Somebody has to be behind, not just the founder. Satoshi Nakamoto is not. It's anonymous.
Anonymous guy.
Yeah. But he put something which anybody could use, and the whole technology got disrupted. I wouldn't. If you
It's
see
artificially held back, right? Like blockchain can run over governments, actually, make the governments redundant.
Yes. So if I see the group on the board behind it, or the group of people are some open source enthusiasts. Okay. So we'll go. Let's see. Better questioning is this one. Who's behind blockchain? You can ask, right?
Yeah. It will tell what is there in the web, right? It won't, or does it add its own value to it in the inferencing?
It ask a wrong question. That's why I ask here. It will correct also. See, ISO. It's a single unified board of blockchain. ISO, Ethereum Alliance, Hyperledger Foundation.
Ethereum is that Bitcoin competitor, right?
Correct. Vitaly what is it?
People say that one day,
Butalica.
they will Bitcoin will take over and governments will your dollar will become a piece of paper overnight. Can that happen overnight? Hard and
Wait,
dollar.
Vitaly Buterin, that's the guy, co-founder of Ethereum.
Hmm.
This is a kid, Russian born.
By the time he finished engineering, he was born. Huh?
Sir,
It's okay. Everybody has to one day leave the body and go. When you
no,
leave the body,
philanthropy.
philanthropy, no?
Philanthropy. And seriously, read about these things, inspiring. But yeah, but governance and governments send a Rolls Royce to this guy who is 22. Governments of Tajikistan, all these are oil based. If they
They
get
all
this,
want to move to this, right? Like Venezuela,
and yeah,
everybody.
they get disrupted, they're in serious situations. This call upon this fellow to make a speech and talk to the ministry.
Hmm.
Currency can fall down overnight. See, when we used to play in our vacation, we played that Monopoly game, right?
Hmm.
It had some bunch of coins initially.
Hmm.
Initially, the game starts will distribute. Here is your 1 lakh
Yeah,
note.
yeah.
This what he just took that model. I would say,
Hmm.
here is my set of currency, okay,
Hmm.
and he's distributing to a crowd.
Hmm.
As you build it, it gets its momentum. So then that critical mass happens. Then there is mass awareness. If you see Japan, they are in both currencies,
Hmm.
Bitcoin, but it's not Ethereum, it's
Hmm.
Bitcoin. Huh?
Bitcoin.
So
But
Bitcoin
tell me
is
one thing. They
it's
say that they put high-end servers and farm for these bitcoins. What are they really doing, Aji? I didn't understand that
okay.
part.
You didn't understand. I tell you because I did the entire blockchain course also. I've done multiple blockchain courses.
Hmm.
Okay. I've been trained by Adlan and what's the other guy? The two, one Russian, one French. Okay, they ran a blockchain course. Okay,
Hmm.
uh, so basically, what's happening is the block um, is uh, is expanding. Okay,
Hmm.
if you have the time, I'll give you the brief narrative. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
brief.
yeah.
Okay, if let's say my house in Kerala.
Hmm.
Okay, or that document of the house is kept where the village office or some municipality office.
Correct.
That is in physical records. It can get stolen. It can
Hmm.
get damaged due to flooding.
Hmm.
It can have all the risk of that. So we got it into computers. Now
Hmm.
what's happening? Windows, PC, and all that are there. But here, the true record of it, when you digitize, it's still in some server.
Correct.
Okay.
Hmm.
And the server, if you shut down the server, gone. Right.
Correct.
So what
Hmm.
he has done, that authority to handle that data is now held by a network of computers.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
And nobody owns it.
Hmm.
No individual owns it. It is the only guy who mines a block. The next block will own it for that duration.
What is that mining that block means as a part?
See, so they're building that original record. But the land records, first owner, second owner, அப்படி போகுதுல்ல.
ஆமா. ஆமா.
So think of it like the first owner has that duration of control when he was having. Next
Hmm.
owner had the control he was having. Third
Hmm.
record, so the ownership changed.
Hmm.
Same way, the computer's block he has put there. Okay. So that block will have a block of data. The
Hmm.
data ownership is owned by that person in the time he mines the block. How can you mine a block? Very
Hmm.
cleverly, you have to buy that equipment, the hardware, okay,
Hmm.
and the network network will have certain security. Okay.
Hmm.
Network, if the 256 hashing, right? Basically, 256 encryption, hash encryption means anything can be hashed. Okay. If there is a file, there is a unique hashing. QR Madri, this is another
Hashing, I
algorithm.
know.
So that is unique. Okay.
Hmm.
So every block is unique. Mining fellow has to get to one unique lottery in that mine.
Hmm.
Okay. I use the word lottery, pardon me, but
It is
he
lottery
has,
only, more than a lottery. So you have to find the unique key
he has
to.
to be below what is a certain, if he mines and he gets that ID below, there is some below the level of the block, the block's SHA is unique, right? So the person who is below that number can get access of that particular block. The block itself has something called nonce, one number.
Okay. Subunits.
Another, there is a SHA number. Okay. There is
SHA
a
256,
SHA
SHA
256.
512.
SHA 256, suppose, let's change the SHA 256 to a number range, simplified number range to help you understand the concept. 0 to 100. Okay. SHA 256 gave 88 to that particular block. Are you with me? Yeah.
So it is basically encoded through a number called 88. Basically,
88.
that's what you're saying.
Encoded, unique, no? That file. Now, somebody has to get control of that 88 file, that block.
Find that 88, basically. That is.
Somebody, no. Now, 88 is encoded and sitting unique. Okay. 88 is encoded unique. Now, ownership. How do you give ownership? Now, the network is ruling. Let's say 3 people want the ownership of this block. What they are doing is, if he mines and gets to a SHA below 88, then he is the owner of the block.
If he mines and what is it? If
he mines, and let's say he gets 75, the mining process, he will have to hit until he gets a number below this number. Then they're saying he gets to own the block. So that way, it is a completely random, method to give the ownership to, let's say, among the 3, the simplified model, among the 3, let's say, representatively, for sake of discussion, me, you, and Chinnambi. Okay, I'm taking 3 people. Okay, I mine, I get 90. You mine, you are at 89. Okay.
What is the 1989? The one that is used to encode the document.
That is the method in which the algorithm determines who owns the control of the block.
Okay. So that control of the block is the Bitcoin, basically currency.
I'll come to it. Still, the technology is not over. This is blockchain. Bitcoin is the end user product. This blockchain, that mine, if Chinnambi mines and gets 75. Okay. Now we are saying that he is going to own that block.
Okay.
So then he gets to own the block. How the mining process works is, they will ask you, me, and Chinnambi to buy one compute engine server and start mining. So mining servers are available commercially. Chinna box, they're freaked out. The whole scene is freaked out because huge amount of computers are running the network here. And somebody who buys this sort of a server and mines and gets 75 can only own the block for the duration of the block. This is how random things are. People are paying money, they put their lifetime earnings and started buying mining machines. Why? Because
mining machines
to mine and get that 75. And the moment he gets a 75, they're giving him a token gift. So there is some award, a reward for that loyalty that he got the mining, he put that investment and gave the token. Why? Because it's like the whole model is like, what is it called? Earlier there was a term for it.
I read an article where this 3 or 4 guys rented a hotel. They stayed for a month. They made good. They stayed for just short of a month. They made and then they executed. They paid for the hotel charges. Their power charges ran to some 10x of their hotel charges, 10x or 20x. Okay.
Correct. All
இந்த
that
இந்த
is
மாதிரி சர்வர் வாங்கி தான்
investment.
பண்ணாங்க.
All that is investment. Why? Because I'll tell you why. இது வந்து the serial marketing. What is that term for it?
Multi-level marketing.
Not multi-level. இப்போ one time there was some schemes going on like this. I tell you something, you go tell some 5 people.
That is multi-level.
That's that one, right? அந்த மாடல் எடுத்து இங்க ஃபிட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. Okay, so now if I mine the coin, I get a token, let's say $10 or something like that. அவ்வளவுதான் வரும். The next miner will mine something, he will get 10, but from those mines he will get a compliment. அந்த மாதிரி.
Okay.
So that network marketing model has been put in. Also because it's my understanding also. So then the mine for that block, he gets one amount. The next block, next guy gets. Next block, nobody owns the block permanently. Okay, so the chain just builds. The network is ruling it. Okay, the network of computers, whoever mines and gets is getting control of the block. That means the data ownership is not with individuals, it's with the network, and it's completely rule-based or policy-based. Decentralized. Now, this you can build it, what's called decentralized applications.
Who manages the network of computers?
Nobody. The whole
Then
thing
how
can
do you
shut down.
how do you add or remove computers to the network? How do you do that?
That's with this algorithm I said, no? That mining. Mining only adds. Mining, what they are, the initial ones are running like huge compute. It's got so much of energy spent, heating, cooling, all that is at great and very large scale has happened, open source outside. Okay, so now the blocks form the technology. Each chain is linked next. The chain of authority, it's called chain of something like that. Chain of the chain is continuing as this technology is building like this. Now coming to end use applications on that. Okay, so this is proof of work. These are all concepts inside it. Proof of work, proof of stake. Okay, so here Bitcoin, okay, is an end user application.
You are sharing something. You are sharing Ethereum key contributor.
So Bitcoin, so that's the blockchain technology. Coming to Bitcoin is just working under this sort of a technology.
Okay.
So Bitcoin is an end product. You can say it's a decentralized application.
Okay.
So in Bitcoin, what happened is one original founder, Satoshi Nakamoto, a fictitious name, found the original block. From there, the chain is going on. So he is still, because of the reverse feed, they are getting paid. So if you own now Bitcoin, if you bought, then the value went up. Okay. Initially, I told about the Monopoly game we played, right? So initially he distributed some. So there is X amount of currency. Bitcoin doubled, and the halving of the Bitcoin or something like that is there. That means so much currency is there. Now they can say 100 is 200. Like that, they can half and double it. Okay, so Bitcoin. So initially there are only, think of it like our Monopoly game, there were only 100 coins. Okay, so then the price was something. Now the price is what?
Oh my God.
Crazy, isn't it? So if you had a Bitcoin, then the story goes like somebody, if you purchase a Bitcoin pizza with Bitcoin in the year 2016, he would have been a billionaire if he had not bought that pizza by now. Like that. Okay, so that's the thing, because if you read about it, it's a decentralized cryptocurrency. It's just one model under the blockchain. It uses a distributed ledger. That means ownership is distributed, okay, on each block. That's the underlying technology. But here, if you're buying, what are you buying? You're buying nothing, and you're holding against some symbol. That's all. Okay, some hash function you're holding. Okay, so what this is so the number of coins doubled and halved or whatever, it increased. Okay, it increased now. So earlier, what is the price here? Outrageous price, right? 77 lakhs. Even as early as when I started realizing what's going on, what was it? It was 5,000 or something. Sure, it went like crazy. 5 lakhs it was. I thought that is crazy. Now it's 77 lakhs.
And
So
that's people have also invested, no, that hoarding, hedging, that this is going to be the next big thing, and people are invested and bought it.
that is one side, but it's not just one Bitcoin. There are at least 20 at that time, 20 plus different types of coins. Ethereum is the second largest.
Ethereum is second largest,
yeah. So these people have the largest network. I mean, the community is large. The second largest is that Russian Vitaly Buterin, Ethereum. So Ethereum is like where it is here now. So people are running behind buying Ethereum also, because he will become like this someday. So I mean, this is grown crazy. What I thought was
but this is all hedging, right? See, there is no value, like what Warren Buffett says, right? It should add value somewhere to somebody. Okay. If that, and the rise in the price should be proportionate to the value it is adding. There's no value added, it's just hedging, I think, right?
No, currency in real is kept against the gold.
Against the gold.
Against the gold. These are
A
not.
dollar is artificial, right? Dollar is artificial, we know.
It's still like that. But these are even against nothing. Two other things. This is 24/7. There, the market is running. The regular markets are like 9 to 5 or
business
9 to 3. Business, not even 9 to 3, 9 to 3:30. So here, this is 24/7. Anybody can. Certain countries ban on it. I think in India, you still not. I mean, you can, but since it's the downside of this, that is one. It's not against anything tangible. But then there are people who came and said BTC, not Bitcoin. I mean, BTC is BTCB, right? So there is also one against the dollar. That means he says it's equivalent to the dollar. So when this goes up and down, people lose real money.
Real money, right? Yeah.
Then people who dived into it lost money, lost their fortune, lifetime earnings, all that are still there. Scandals are also there. Some guys came out and they hedged against, or they lost currency completely in 1 month. There are some 2, 3 popular scandals. So this has its own market curve. One of the risks of doing this is completely unregulated. See, in real life, since I worked on a banking fintech, I know something. There is some compliance by these
Regulations, regulatory
the
bodies,
regulatory bodies are there
RBI.
for the fiat currencies. Yeah, RBI are the ones who are the banks, but the
Who
regulatory
prints
authority.
out?
But the RBI is like the monopoly player, right? But the regulatory authorities are sitting as a consortium of banks. Okay, they all together met in Basel, Switzerland, called the Basel Compliance or Basel Regulation, which says that hey, you have some risks to be assessed, and the bank can go like you take some small country, the bank can go for overnight, right? So if they have not followed some banking practices set down by Basel compliance in 2018, the Basel compliance came and said you have to comply if you are running a bank. That means if you give loan, let's say if you give 1,000 rupees to somebody as a loan, you should have them some backup of that 1,000 in case he defaults. This 1,000 would at least save the bank.
Yeah. So that there's some Texas credit unions had some problem, right? Recently.
Don't wait for the government to come and bail you out. Okay, so this sort of regulatory authorities stepped in and they assessed some risks and all that, and this compliance to be followed by banks. Moreover, the monetary currency of a country is not the government. Though they print the bill, the paper currency,
it's independent.
It's completely independent. It's run by the private banks. Okay.
In US, it's federal, Fed. But in India, it is government only.
India is
Prime
RBA.
Minister will decide.
India is RBA. Everything is everything is showing the outward face of a government, but they are completely private. Okay, he is only doing on behalf of the government. That's how it is. Now, there is, if I move some huge amount of money, for example, MI from China moved a huge amount of money and got into the vigilance. So the authorities can, like CBI or federal authorities, can see this money movements. Okay, if something is huge amount of money wrongly moved, the enforcement directorate will zero in on them and say, hey, what is happening?
They get alerts these days.
Why? Because that movement can be a potential
financial backbone of the country.
Potential money laundering. And is it a money laundering only is what they are saying. And it can disrupt the value. Okay, it's like a buy-sell sort of huge movements. So these regulatory authorities are watching the fiat currencies, the regular currencies. Okay, but this one, nobody is watching.
You cannot watch.
Nobody is watching, and it's happening.
If it is open source, why not I watch? I can't watch, is it?
No, that is the basic contention here. One, completely open source, why should I be regulated by another fellow? Whereas the country currencies are all regulated, this is unregulated. And so the major contention by the governments is like huge money movements happen for illicit activities. One, buying drugs.
Drug money.
So அதெல்லாம் இதுல இந்த மாதிரி போனா you cannot be tracking it. Okay, so that's why this is not coming to the light of the day, and even most Indian government has not let it in a big way, right?
The government இல்ல நீ முதல்ல சொன்னல ஜி, அதாவது ஒரு டாக்குமெண்ட் இருக்கு, அந்த டாக்குமெண்ட் வந்து கவர்மெண்ட் ஆபீஸ்ல வைக்கணும். ஓகே, அந்த கவர்மெண்ட் ஆபீஸ்ல ஸ்கேன் பண்ணி பிளாக் செயின்ல விட்டேன்னா it is there for everybody to see, right? Then the role of government is questioned, right? Government தேவையில்லை. இப்போ வந்து government charges a stamp duty for saying this piece of land is owned by somebody. There is the government is the authority to say it. If it is in the open, government is irrelevant.
Yes. So these are the This is a risk, and scams happen. Scams, like regular scams, do happen. People disappearing. That has happened. Some boy wonders suddenly made it big and then got into scam. All that. There is a course in what is that? It's one of the university, this Bitcoin course. He tells about all the scams and all that. So that's giving a better understanding of Bitcoin, basically. Bitcoin blockchain. But blockchain as a technology is very useful because it establishes the trust. I mean, this...
First, the government is available. It is on the, and it's on the net. Who wants it is there. You don't need to have it maintained in a record in a local body.
Yeah, because middleman is what is
Middleman is cut.
cut.
There's no middleman. There is no transaction fee.
Correct. Yeah, even now, so this is a technology, right? So this technology can be taken by governments and implemented. This technology can be implemented in banks. This technology can be implemented in business. See, banks do.
I read somewhere that Ajit, that the entire transaction of that one particular currency, with whom all it has been, as it went through the trade, it can also be seen. The history can be seen. அந்த மாதிரி ஏதோ படிச்சா கரெக்ட்டா?
இருக்கு. So that gives you a record of the chain of authority or something like that. Terminologies authority.
Another weird. It was a hot topic a couple of years back. Everybody was blockchain.
No, it's still, if you...
It's still, but it's not in that noise. Noise is no one. AI.
That's the way whole thing is. They all want to put something out there. We see that it's touted to be future. It's not getting that critical mass thing. Yeah. But people have lost, scams have, everything has an evolution hype cycle. No, the AI is right on the edge of the hype cycle in the beginning stage now.
Right on the edge of the life cycle. What did you say?
Yeah. See, I'll show you the... See, anything goes through a hype cycle. Okay, where is it? A hype cycle. See, this is a hype curve. All right. Yeah. Every technology, any concept has got a hype cycle. Okay. So if you see these guys, foresters, gardeners or Gartner, these are authorities who are sitting in building magic quadrant and hype cycles and all that.
The Gartner, we are in the Gartner contact center magic quadrant.
See, he just put one curve and is selling his names and putting people on various aspects. So, but typically anything comes
leader,
through
challenger, all that.
Yeah, that's a magic quadrant. But this is not about the quadrant. This is the hype cycle. Anything, any concept. You bring out a new concept tomorrow. Let's say something. You'll go through this cycle. That is basic statistics here. So this, initially the bus is the cat is out of the bag and all that sort of, at the top, initially the bus is building up here. Buzzword. Okay. Oh, AI, blockchain. This is just building up here. At one point, it peaks out and then the bubble bursts. Okay. It just goes down. Okay. And then it just stays at the bottom for some time, tapers out like that. So this applies to AI, applies to blockchain, every emerging technology. Okay, whether it is Gartner or Forrester, everyone knows this. So if you look in,
what does that expectations actually mean? That y-axis, what does it actually mean in terms of what?
The innovation is triggered, peak of inflated expectations, trough of the disillusionment, slope of enlightenment. So this plateaued productivity. So this anything goes through this hype cycle. Okay. So that's where AI, I mean, .com came here up and went up. AI came here up. Now we are somewhere here is what my belief is, honestly. Or we are somewhere here. So if you put blockchain is somewhere way
and
here.
AI itself is now so many other AI, generative AI.
Correct.
That like that, right?
It is not. My observation roughly is it's in this section. The bus is the cat is just cat is still not out of the bag. It's peak of inflated expectation. At one point, it's like everything is AI. Okay, we're not yet reached there. Not everything is AI. See, is everything computers now? You are not yet, right? There are
Not
still
yet,
people who are not using computers still. So it's a peak of that expectation, and then the bubble bursts, like the .com burst or the housing market burst or whatever burst. It goes through trough of disillusionment, and people are like, oh, a Rolls Royce or whatever a costly car will be at that low price because he doesn't have money. See that bursts out, and then it plateaus the productivity. Today, you can say modern computers are some plateaued. A laptop is plateaued here. Of course, you can say that the GPU is now here somewhere. GPU, TPUs are here. NVIDIA. All that automation is here. The connected car is somewhere here too. Okay. We're not at peak on the connected car. Today, market is...
It will hit a trough for sure. It will hit a trough for sure.
But the market has to... driverless car is somewhere here and probably it is not going to cross also. I don't know. But so each of this can be plotted on the expectations to time, hype cycle. Okay. So it will get to the critical mass and then the bubble will burst. Okay. Bubble can burst due to some funnies, like .com did burst, but people might have that false expectation is not there anymore at this slope.
Earlier, you remember in the early 2000, for every web portal somebody launched, there used to be a social gathering. Like a party, launch party, they used to have another .com. So that socialites, that Tavleen Singh, all those glitterati, chatterati, they used to say, in this week, I went to 3 .com openings.
Launches.
Launches.
See, the masses have to pick up. So this sort of technologies and emerging things get to the Kapil Devs here to reach there. They try to get to the Mariah Careys here to reach out to the max. Okay. One of them who is an influential marketing guy, he was saying that Mariah Carey's security, we put the jacket of our logo on him. Because everybody will see him next to Mariah Carey. So this sort of thing. See, if you have the whole secret here is you have to stand in front of a large mass. So if you have to get to your brand to go through a wider audience, the more you are putting your logos on the influencers to a larger mass, you are promoting your product faster. Okay. So you are taking a customer faster like that. So that's the whole thing, to get in front of a large audience. Okay. So people who are like Ronaldo.
Ranveer Allahabadiya. Short.
Ronaldo. They're
Right.
huge. And there is one
Ronaldo
influencer.
must.
There is a influencer heat map about various celebrities also. By
Oh,
you follow Visual Capital.
no, I don't.
Visual Capital is fantastic graphics. I mean, Tableau like uh, visualization
Hmm.
to get to the visual to get to various visualizations.
Mm-hmm.
So here he across various things he visualizes. Whereas it's a wonderful site to do. He does this Vernite tessellations and all that. Maps, basically maps. Anything for that matter, he'll give you a visualization.
Yeah, I
Okay.
have seen
It's a
some like in Facebook. I used to see
see this.
some steel production by country, and it
Correct,
used to
correct.
continuously
So
keep
charts and
changing.
graphs, GDP,
Hmm.
GDP, grocery
GDP
bill,
by
fuel. Yeah,
last
so
two
look,
centuries.
beautiful visualization. So here is, uh, you can get lots of info here,
Hmm.
wonderfully presented. Uh, and so, where I got to it, there is one search for influencers. And Ronaldo has 10 million. The other
Oh.
guy has this much.
Mm-hmm.
So that plotted in some. I mean, this is a wonderful. It's across several. I used to download it. Some of the interesting ones. I am subscribed on this. You
Mm-hmm.
can, yeah, visual capitalist. You get to know what's happening. Battery cars. Suddenly, one graph is there. Okay. A lot more. See, lithium-ion batteries.
Mm.
How it evolved. Cobalt supply. What not is there? Technology, Bitcoin.
Mm.
Basically, with soccer, whatever, um, who was bought by whom, Messi or Ronaldo, how much they spent, all that interesting data.
Data,
So this
data,
is
data.
Bitcoin. Bit hash rate went, yeah,
Mm. Tera
gigahash
hashes per second.
per
Oh,
second. Crazy, no? Uh, Bitcoin
that's
price is
tera
out.
hashes.
Even now it's got crazy. Actually, I was following here. If I pulled in something, I would have gone crazy.
Mm.
See, people who got into this, really, I don't know, but
They
it's
should book profits now. It's not good enough
they
now,
are
actually.
it's when this has disrupted the base currency, I would say.
Mm.
In Japan, at a
Mm.
point of time, it was convertible easily, one to one. Now it's gone off board. But even the Japan is one economy which runs on both. They have ATMs, you can transact yen to the
Mm.
Bitcoin, Bitcoin to the yen. But looking at this, nobody would want to spend
But
anything on
Chase
Bitcoin.
Bank, no?
Hmm.
Chase allows you to deposit in Bitcoin in US.
Like oh, they allow? Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. Hmm. They
But you
got, see,
can't.
no, wait. Let me clarify something. Bitcoin
Mm.
is one type of crypto currency.
Mm.
Ethereum is another. Now,
Yeah,
Chase would have got his own, or if he's
crypto.
doing Bitcoin, we'll have to see. If he's, see, every organization can issue their own coins. Now,
Their
Elon
own
Musk has
coin,
his
crypto.
own coin.
Mm.
Tesla or SpaceX, his own coins. Everyone, they'll say our coin. They're starting their monopoly game. Okay.
Mm.
So here, there are multiple, at least as of now, there are 20 plus cryptocurrencies. Okay.
Mm.
The most happening one is this also had some wave, people, because this is also market buying, selling, and happening. But I never thought it's that big. It just grew out of hand. So when this grows out of hands, the main ones are in serious challenge.
Mm.
Because people go spend and they're making big money here. And only risk is like they're not convertible. Now, you're saying it's Chase is giving you that option, right?
No. What Chase? Let me try to understand. See, there is some trading platform for this Bitcoin, right? For this
That's what the
cryptos.
mining and the
No,
blockchain
no, no,
mining.
no. Trading platform. Like
Trading platform. The platforms are separate. Sorry. Yeah.
so, you get this. They bridge you to that. Chase bridges you to that from your bank account. You can
to the
transfer money to the trading platform.
Correct. Okay. So that's just
So that way, if I have Bitcoin, I can move that money to dollar straight away, and from that platform.
see the data here. $422 in April 2020 and 2016.
Hmm.
2017. It just went like that. Now it is like crazy. Now
I
it
don't know, man. I
swings.
don't know what's happening. All these politicians, right? All the
Hmm.
Indian
Uh,
corrupt politicians, they pumped in a lot of money into these bitcoins.
oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah,
I thought they
they
are
bought. What to do?
restrict.
They have
Hmm.
just pumped
Hmm.
money through Hawala, got dollars, and I think
Hmm.
only they lot of bitcoins. They have lot of money invested in bitcoins, and that
Hmm.
is worrying the government. Like now that they put a lot of money, sunk money, that they'll try to do something to make it legit.
Hmm. Hmm. Like, Japan is allowing both ways. So you can convertible. It is convertible. In an ATM, you can take Bitcoin to the other one.
Mhm.
Uh, the
Venezuela is
place,
allowing because they
the
don't have any foreign reserve. They said, okay,
uh,
guys, come in. You can Bitcoin. You can use Bitcoin in Venezuela.
oh,
They are
I see.
broke.
Oil, they broke. Countries which are in trouble, no, this guy walks in. This
Mhm.
Buterin. Uh, I mean, he is a celebrity in some small countries and even others.
Mhm.
This is also, I mean, they got smart contracts, which
Mhm.
eliminates the middleman and all that. This itself is interesting academically to follow also. But yeah, people are investing here so that he'll be the next boom. Like that. But I never thought this itself took a major boom.
Yeah.
I was following
In
here.
between, it fell like hell. You saw that, right? In
This might
2020.
this is COVID. Look, it didn't even impact. People would have gone pushed
With the
money.
BRICS, right? That BRICS is now de-dollarizing, right? That's another
Hmm.
reason.
Uh, uh,
All the
uh,
guys are
uh,
shifting the
uh,
money from dollars to
they
euro.
are correct. They are trying to offset with their own.
Otherwise, all this money would have been in gold, right? If it was not Bitcoin,
This
gold prices
Bitcoin
would have gone up.
gold price has gone up one due to
Yeah,
other
it would have gone up
reasons.
disproportionately.
But here this is not against anything. That's the only risk here. There is no tangible asset against
Hmm.
which this is, and it's if it goes up, if it this month it goes down, nothing. There is whereas traditionally, if you see against the
Hmm.
gold, they are distributing against some value. Here,
Hmm.
that's a contention by Buffett. This is not against any value, so he doesn't see this as
Yeah,
an asset to invest.
asset. Yeah,
This is not even an asset to invest. It's just some
hype.
exchange
It's
toy.
like what about hedging?
Uh,
Hype and hedging. Yeah.
it's a toy. It's literally toying idea. This and the driverless cars are all toys, according to the US. Uh,
But driverless cars is it's not.
hmm.
It may be a toy today, but it has
Hmm.
a lot of potential. Driverless. It
So
can
see,
disrupt the world economy.
potential can be
It's
there,
a
but
toy.
still that
Yeah.
risk is making it look like a tie. Right? See, this is an
Yeah.
idea. Go take it elsewhere. Legal is standing on top of these things. That's why.
Yeah.
Uh,
Something is actually artificially holding, right? Anything. Even a country is held artificially.
uh,
Dollar is holding artificially.
mm,
Again, everything. You have to do only petrodollar trading most places.
mm,
So the
mm.
moment those things are all going to crash.
There is one interesting course from Robert Schiller, Yale School professor.
Hmm.
He is the founder of the Schiller indices. Financial markets அப்படின்னு course இருக்கு. It's free course. It's that he's a real professor in teaching in Yale. Yale, one of the leading business schools.
Yeah. Yale is a Ivy League, no?
He breaks down the whole financial markets historically. Very interesting in the financial markets by Yale University. I did this course. It's there.
Yeah.
It's
I've seen that. Like Cisco with Cisco, no, Coursera.
This guy.
Coursera is free. I've seen that. I know. I've seen the course there in Coursera, right?
Coursera is there. Yeah, Yale.
I've seen through Cisco login, you can get into Coursera. A lot of free courses are there. There, I've seen this. Somebody was signed up for this. Yeah.
Correct. This course, if you get to do it, it's interesting. He stands on a stage and completely narrates how the stock market went up and down, all that, and what one he teaches in between, because he's teaching he's a professor of that Schiller index.
Schiller, okay. I don't know where we cannot hang your boots now at all. At this rate, at least till 70, if you are alive and healthy, it continue to work.
S&P case CoreLogic.
Standard S&P is S&P.
Schiller indices அப்படின்னு. Yeah. Is Schiller index. Standard Poor's Schiller index. So this is his formula running there. Median, something about I did this course. The normalized value of 100 indices of 1990. That course is interesting. I did that course. Basically, in the fintech space, you can know about stock market. He teaches some advanced formula. He's a Nobel laureate, I think. Schiller. Robert Schiller. This guy. American.
Detroit, Michigan. Okay.
Economist, American economist, academic and author. Schiller, Sterling Professor of Economics at Yale University. This is an interesting.
You need 3 lifetimes, Haji, to do what you want. And you
just have fun. Just I did this course. It's just interesting.
Whatever bucket list you make,
MIT
you need
PhD.
3 lifetimes.
That is there. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I can't disagree. Can't agree more on that. See, Nobel Memorial Prize of Economics.
Which year?
2013.
Oh, okay.
Received a Nobel Memorial Prize. The guy is doing so well, they'll give you the prize. That's how the prize gets recognized, right?
Yeah. We should know whether it's prize gets recognized by this guy or this guy.
Recognition gets a prize recognized. The Nobel Authority is getting recognized due to this guy. Something he's got the calculation. Okay, I cannot explain now, but it's interesting. And he's narrating it so well. E ratios. Schiller indices that. Deutsche Bank gave him some award also. Okay. 50 most influential. Efficient market hypothesis. These are there. It's something about markets and financial markets. I did this. It's interesting. You can get to know more. And
yeah, finance is altogether.
Yeah, it's a separate thing.
It's altogether different beast.
Stock market and all that. Okay. So where are we? We were going away. I think.
Yeah, going away. That's okay. No problem. Nice.
Hope you got some
I had just warmed up
insights.
my. Yeah. No, I got the wiring now. Basically, I got that basic wiring. See, everything else is syntax, and that syntax is custom to Django,
Correct.
right? So how it is wired, like you have template and this MBT thing you've been telling, but now I think we have peeled one layer of the skin, right? MBT.
So yeah, these two are Django is popular. Instagram uses Django. I think.
Tell me one thing, Ajay. What should be the approach? Like, if I have to take a side hustle, what should I do?
Good question.
What?
Yeah. What do you do? Side hustle. There are one, building skills, two, monetizing. Right, building skills. You practice at your end. Look at some GitHub projects, and you get a grip on the tools like PyCharm. All that is skill build. Okay. Maybe you look at how to build APIs, which we are going to cover in the course. Okay. All that. At one point, you are ready to contribute to some project. Then I would say, if you have to get it to monetize, there are platforms like Upwork or in the open.
Okay.
Yeah, in the open, you can search Python-based managers. Like that is there. In Python itself, you don't have to go right into development because of your profile, but you can either contribute into Upwork sort of where you are trading your hours, or you can position yourself like a leader manager. Manager and leader positions. These you can directly search out positions in job platforms. That's the way you can know, because today if you search so many years of experience, Python manager, they are managing some maybe they're managing some application, they are running in-house some Python development, like that. So to that, those positions are advertised and you can contribute as a job role, as a full-time job. Other ones are on contract basis also, you can. Yeah. But mostly the ads I'm seeing, they want a Python-based remote manager. That's because you will not be going to an office. So it's remote, right? So when it's remote, some remote positions are advertised. So that's the way you can apply to them.
Yeah, I'll officially apply for my second job. See, after January, I'm going to a different role. I'm going to a tech touch role, where what will happen is like partners will keep they write to us. They have a help desk. They'll reach the help desk and ask for questions. It may basically it's not break fix, but more design questions, solution questions, and all. So I will have to answer them. So it's like I don't need to answer it immediately. There's no SLAs. I can answer it the next day. So it's a kind of a it's not a lightweight role, but I have spent so much time on the solution. For me, I know the kind of questions that will come. So I think I have a lot of my time. I'm going to start a second job, side hustle officially.
Okay.
And I will want to start working, make some money.
Okay. Yeah. See here, there are careers like this. Python developer, senior executives. Because
I want to be developer, hands-on, this manager and all. No, it's more like a what I would say. I don't want that role. It might pay more.
This is officially you're going to apply. then you can put it like I'm currently here and now I'm looking at it as a second opportunity. So based on that, they can see anywhere the hiring manager.
Are there any Django certifications? Like I say, I'm certified. That will put me into a better spot. That happens, in some IT world.
That's true. That's a correct point. Django certifications. Let's even check that.
I don't think there will be a Django.
Certification somebody is having, then we can.
Udemy, Coursera. Okay, these are like.
These are learning platforms. Django for professional, learndjango.com. Advanced course, that is. I don't think anything I noticed. WC LinkedIn, that is Code Academy.
Okay, no mind. But there will be certifications in some allied areas like Django. Django can work with example, Python itself has certification. I know that. And
these being open source, some popular certification. If you see institution like NIIT or popular folks come out and say this is my certification, and because of that, it's coming to that level, where reputation based certificate. That's all. So I don't think.
Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to query. Not a problem. No issues.
LearnDjango.com. Django for professionals. The professional certificate like that, expert courses, it could be like through that course, and then there is seemingly something like this. This is coming from, I think this could be closest about what the Django Software Foundation only. Former Django Foundation board member. So yeah, so this sort of something is there, but not so. See again how popular they get and how the reputation build up and all that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the thing. It gets to the light of the day like that. So that's it. You can say you're a Django developer in Upwork, or if you want to do development, apply to. See, these are some of the positions I was having for some other folks who did earlier. Like that. Deloitte, senior executive. Yeah, don't, I mean, you can sufficiently lead a team from my.
This pipeline, Jenkins complaint. I don't know anything of that. Right? There is this.
Pipeline is a different thing. Pipeline is CI/CD. I will come to it. I can handle it to a certain level. Okay.
Okay. Because a manager is to know all those things, right? How to push the code, how to test the code, how to maintain multiple environments, and
that part of it is the DevOps thing, CI/CD pipeline.
DevOps.
We cover it in that one module. Okay, you cover it. You will get an understanding. So,
okay.
See, in our bootcamp, Django bootcamp, we cover.
Yeah, I saw that in your sheet. Yeah, somewhere.
After API, REST API, after this GitHub.
Yeah, CI/CD.
This is the testing automation. This is Git. So here GitHub, and here we cover an introduction. Again, Sonar Cloud is an introduction. Here you will get an idea what this is. Basically, you release in continuous manner. That releases can be automated, and that automation testing, everything happens. Your typical software life cycle, you'll release, then there are bugs, right? But here you can identify, build a pipeline and get some statistics and even check some code quality before the release and automated, so that the release does not have so many bugs. That would be the pipeline can be configured that way. That's basically DevOps, and this topic called CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous delivery,
development,
and deployment. Yeah.
Deployment. Sorry. Okay.
So continuously it will deploy in automated manner. As soon as your code is ready, you push it. It will get the quality checked and it will be released. Not a traditional method of releasing. Yeah. So this is automated. That's why.
That's.
That means the tests are all automated. Okay. The pipeline, you call it. So it's actually this aspect of it is DevOps. DevOps basically release management, software configuration management, release management. It's not purely configuration; it's release management. In our projects like Office Depot and all, there was some separate team for release of all the project implemented components. So that team was managing some softwares like version control systems, workflows, and all that. So this one commercial product where in some jobs they ask this Sonar Cloud. I look at some job postings and then start, introducing that in the course, so that the idea at least comes in. That's the whole idea. So this covered here. Later we have. I did this for the New York based batch, New York and one Christ students. They did this part. There's some concepts, not to bother. It's just think of it, it's just a release management. And bunch of people running behind it to call it DevOps and all fancy name. Development ops operations.
Okay.
Yeah.